That's what I tell them kids. I say, yo, listen, you keep going down that road, you'll lead to prison. Right now, you're not even in prison. You're just in a juvenile home. And
you still can have a life.
You don't want to go to prison because you go to prison, that changes you. Prison changes you, you become either worse or become better. And sometimes, most of the time, you become worse.
Hey, this is another episode of Hotboxin. I'm Mike Tyson.
I'm Angie Martinez. I'm Mike's co-host today.
Absolutely. And today we have my friend, Brother Blue Boy. I wanted everyone to know that when as a young kid, I was amongst as a young kid, and I was always in institutions since I was 11 years old. And when I was 12 years old, I had the opportunity to meet my friend, Blue Boy.
Where did you meet?
In Spofford Institution.
Oh, you met at
We was in Spofford in the Bronx, and we was in Tryon together.
Yeah, we were locked up in Spofford and then in Tryon.
Oh, wow, so you go back.
Way back since I was 12.
When he got the tattoo, Mike. I got the tattoo right
Mike.
Wow.
Same day.
It was the
Wolfman,
Lou Can was the name, right? The Wolfman.
Wow. What was he like then?
Terror.
A terrorist?
Terrorist. Well, that's what you would consider today a terrorist.
Yeah.
Right.
But it was, we were both terrorists at the time because we was young, wild,
And this is what I remember. Correct me if I'm wrong. That when we were locked up, I was 12. You're one of the first guys. You and Boskin as a juvenile being charged as an adult.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember that.
My mom was trying to keep me straight. It just that.
I don't know your whole story.
Well, explain.
I don't know your whole story. Like what?
Explain who you are to her.
Oh, first of all, I'm from Lower East Side.
Nice to meet you, by the way.
Yeah, likewise, you're a beautiful woman.
Thank you.
I had a crush on you when I was in jail.
I was popping in the jail, Mike.
You're big. You're big.
Thank you, my love.
You had the picture and all that shit.
Yeah, picture of all that.
Oh, no.
Yeah, my jail mail, I used to get a lot of jail mail, especially when I was on at nighttime.
Yeah.
It would be good.
Anybody asked to marry you?
Probably, yeah. But I would get a lot of mail from people
him.
inside because that was, you listened to the radio a lot inside.
Well, I seen the video when y'all did with the Ladies' Night.
Oh, yeah.
That was my old song. But I seen all y'all was in there. I said, yeah, she looking good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
This is what was going on inside.
I've been in prison. I did 39 years in prison.
My God, God bless.
I caught 2 murders in prison. One of the famous murders that everybody talks about is the Larry Davis.
Mm-hmm.
How did you feel about that? Was he aggressive towards you?
We and him had our own little issues in the beginning.
You knew him before then?
No,
Before
I never
prison? No, you never met him before?
I never knew him before then. It's just that he put himself in a situation that he had nothing to do with.
Most people do.
I was trying to go at a rapo, a child molester, a dude that raped a 9-year-old boy. Was raping him since he was 8. So I was going after him, and he jumped in the way trying to stop me.
Okay.
And then the people mad, some people consider the dude a hero because he shot 6 officers. And whatever he did...
That's the mindset we have, huh?
Yeah, I got comments that dudes want to do this, and they hate me for that.
He wrote me before.
Huh?
He wrote me before.
Yeah.
This guy.
Like I said, if he wouldn't mind his business, he would never been caught up in the situation I'm in now.
I could dig it. I can dig it.
I'm not, a lot of people don't know me, so they always think about bad things. They don't never have the opportunity to meet me, so they just going by what they hear.
Well, we're going to do that today. We're going to tell you, you're going to tell them who you are today.
Yeah.
Smooth Sack Summer is slowly coming to an end, fellas. And as we enter fall, keep your boys clean and fresh for a fresh ball fall. The leaders in the below-the-belt grooming is here to make sure that you feel smooth and smell fresher than your girl's pumpkin spice. The Manscaped Perform Package at 4.0 has everything you need. Inside this package, you find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, weed whacker, ear and nose hair trimmer, crop preserver, ball deodorant, crop reviver, toner performance, boxer briefs, and a travel bag. This Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents. The Lawnmower 4.0 has a 7,000 RPM motor and a new multi-function on and off switch that can engage a travel lock and gives you the ability to turn the 4,000K LED spotlight on and off when needed for a more precise shave. Did I mention this trimmer is waterproof too? Also, lather up with the Manscaped liquid formula to get that freshness. The crop preserver, the ball deodorant with the smoothing aloe vera formula that keeps you smelling good. Manscaped threw in 2 free gifts to their performance. Package 4.0, the Manscaped boxers, and the Shed travel bag. Keep yourself groomed from head to toe with the Sheer 2.0, a luxury nail groomer kit. This kit includes stainless steel nail cutters, tweezers, and grooming scissors for your balls. Get 20% off with free shipping with the code Hotboxin at manscaped.com, okay? Again, that's 20% off free shipping with the code Hotboxin at manscaped.com.
In that moment where in your mind, in your heart, you think you're doing something good because you're revenging somebody who did terrible things to you said an 8-year-old?
An 8-year-old. He was doing this for a whole year.
That's called a vigilante.
Yeah.
Is that how you see yourself? At that time, the person at that time, I'm saying.
I hate rapos, child molesters. I hate rats. So, that was the life I was living in prison because you got to stand for something. You know what I'm saying? You got to have some kind of principles and morals about something. I grew up in prison. I came to jail when I was 16. I came out when I was 56.
Wow.
And so.
How old are you now? You look good, boy. You got
57.
good skin. You got good.
I'm 57.
How's that transition going for you?
It's still difficult because I'm still stuck in prison in some way. Sometimes it get hard.
It has to. That's normal. That has to be normal.
It gets difficult for me to do certain things. I'm not gonna mention it and stop, And when I'm happy doing this, my family's unhappy. But then when they're happy because I stop, then I'm miserable. And now how do I deal with that dilemma? If I'm sad because I can't get high or something, and they're happy, they're my enemies because I'm not happy and they're happy in my face. So how can they be my friend? So they get selfish because they want me to stop just for them, or maybe I'm looking bad for them, and maybe they want to tell somebody they got me off drugs. It's just, if you're gonna stay with me, you're gonna stay down with me, and that's what it's all about, even with my wife now. Are you gonna be down with me just in case I might relapse? It's been around 5 years, but I know people that were sober for 20 years and relapsed and died. So,
see, my thing, I don't get high.
Never have?
No, I was getting high when I was younger, but I stopped getting high in 1986. I cursed everybody out one day. Caught a delusion. Thought, I was at that time, I was, involved in mad wars in prison, and I was young, so I felt somebody was scheming on me, and I just went crazy, told about it, all types of crazy stuff, and I was the old timer named Benny Martinez, Benny B. When I went to the yard, he was gonna stab me because I cursed him out too. But I didn't realize that he was gonna stab me. So he came out, but he seen me apologizing to my boy. And I said, now I gotta go back downstairs and apologize to everybody. So he came up to me and said, yo, you see this? He had a knife, a New York knife. And we was in a box in Auburn. So he said, I came out here to stab you. So he said, but I realized that you was apologizing, so you realized your mistake.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And plus you was high, so you didn't know what you was saying. He said, but I'm gonna give you a jewel. don't get high. Because if you can't control your high,
Right.
you don't got no business getting high. He said, you get a pass on this one. You know what I'm saying? Everybody not gonna do that.
Wow.
And you gain more enemies than friends when you do that. So from right there, I stopped getting high.
Wow. Is this the first time y'all seen each other since he's been home?
39 years.
Wow. But you knew he was.
Yeah, I
his
knew he
story.
was. Yeah, but people were saying Blue Boy. I didn't know Blue Boy. You know what I mean? Then he was telling Toby where he remembered me from. Boom, I remember right away.
Yeah.
You should tell his story because not everybody is familiar with.
Sometimes I don't like to, unless I want him to do it himself.
Well, you should tell your story
Yes.
because.
What about me and Tyson?
No, just
No, just how people might know you and how, just
Well,
your.
I had a reputation before I went to jail. And I gained a reputation in prison. And when you go to Rikers Island, there's only two things there. Either you're a victim or you're a predator. I became a predator, basically. You know what I'm saying? I cut, stabbed. I got it on with the police. I did it all. You know what I'm saying? And I had a lot of friends that I knew from Juneval. Like, one of my friends was Daryl on Bond. That was his best friend.
Yeah. You were in there when Muhammad Ali came in there too, weren't you?
Oh, yeah?
When Muhammad Ali came to Sparfit?
Yeah.
He was
So
there too.
Wow.
we all got contact somehow, some way in that type of environment. Like, I started off in the Juneval when I was 9 for pushing my teacher down the stairs. Then from there, I've been in Gosha, I was in Brookwood. I did my rounds in youth homes. And from there, I went to Rikers Island. I went to the street. I was in the street for like about 9 months, 10 months before I caught the case that went to prison originally. And I shot a guy with a shotgun. Then I went to prison. And then from there, it just went from there. And I caught 2 murders in prison. I killed the guy in Elmira, and I killed the guy in Shawanga, which is Larry Davis. That's the most famous one because everybody knew about his case.
For the coolest and smoothest smoking experience, you need a freezable pipe, bubbler, bong, or dab rig from Freeze Pipe.
The secret is, Mike, freezable glycerin chambers that come in every piece. Look at this, Mike. Pop one of these chambers in the freezer for 1 hour. And as smoke passes through it, it instantly is chilled by over 300 degrees. So icy, man. The result is a bigger, smoother hit with 0 chest or throat burn.
Cough less and enjoy easier way to smoke with these glass pipes. All right.
Glycerin is a non-toxic fatty gel commonly found in food and sweeteners. It freezes quicker than water and stays frozen longer, Mike. You may have tried putting ice in your bong before, but having smoke pass through a frozen glycerin chamber, Mike, will change how you light up forever, yo.
Yo, dig, right? You can do it this way. Pipes, bubblers, bongs, dab rigs, and more at thefreezepipe.com.
Get 10% off at thefreezepipe.com with the promo code Hotboxin, right?
And again, that's 10% off thefreezepipe.com. Promo code Hotboxin, baby.
It's crazy because Mike, I came here today to do some other stuff, and then he was like, "Can you stay? I want you to meet." So I didn't really know your story, which I'm kind of in a weird way glad because I feel like I could just get to know you as a human being without having any context of.
Every time, like, if I want him to meet some people, some Latin people, I always ask my friend, do they know him? And let me get the feeling how they feel about him. And when I put it out to the people out here in Jersey, he was so happy. Said, "Man, can we call him? Can you sit him down and talk to him?" And I said, "Really? It's cool." So I asked him, was it cool to talk to him? And listen, man, they were so. Listen, I don't like to say this, but it's true. You make people so happy. Now, how could a gangster killer, how could he make people so happy? And that's why I brought him here, because I couldn't understand it. The guys that were talking, they don't give a fuck about nobody. They don't give a fuck me. They don't give a fuck you. And then when I say, yo, is it cool to bring him around here? call him now, Mike. Can we talk to him? And that just blew my mind, how people love him. You know, regardless of what we heard and seen and stuff, people I know just don't give a fuck about nobody that kill you in a minute. They love him. They wanted to see him so bad. And these guys had changed their life. They're not like that no more. They changed their life in the community, and that's why I respect. I knew them since they were kids, but that's why I respect them. You know, we fly birds, it's beautiful stuff. I mean, it blew my mind when these guys wanted to talk to him. So call him right now. And that's how come I knew you don't have to worry about going to prison. You got so much love. People care about you. And not because you're some tough guy, but your adversities. All the stories I hear about you walking the yard by yourself, and it's just people respect you from a human perspective, not no tough guy shit from human. You got a good heart, and they just want to talk to you. You're a leader, man. That's what you have to know. You're a leader. You got to watch what you do. People love you. And sometimes I know, from my experience, it's hard sometimes to like yourself. And you know, it's a battle. It's gonna be my battle all my life, but I'm not gonna give up. Cause I know I'm a good person. I know I'm good people. I help everybody as best I can.
You're doing great. Do you feel like that too?
Yeah, in a way. You know, you ever heard of the Killer Hill, right?
The what?
The Killer Hill.
Killer Hill?
Achilles here.
Achilles heel. Oh, yeah.
You know, familiar with that, right?
Yeah, you're vulnerable. Where you're vulnerable.
Yeah, see, my thing has always been loyalty over everything. If you can't be loyal, then you can't be nothing. So, in prison, I was always loyal. If you had an issue, I'm with you. And that's why I became what I became. I became Crip because of that reason. I ain't like abuse. I ain't like, you know, you telling him you can't live here, but you got everybody else living here. So, everybody said I'm a troublemaker because I did that, but hey.
You don't see yourself that way, though.
Nah, I don't see I respect those who respect me. And I go out my way to help anybody. Doesn't matter what you're flagging, who you is. If you're a person, you know, and you need some help, you know, you should be there. So that's why a lot of people that I know always look out for. When I came home, Bobby Smurder, give me $10,000.
Wow.
You don't know me. So, it's like he said, you know.
See, I want the world to see that. I want them to see you like vulnerable. I want them to see that.
God bless.
You know what I mean? That God, anybody can get mercy. God gives anybody mercy. Why can't we?
I go talk to the youth. I went to Crossroad in Brooklyn. I went to Connecticut, talked to the youth. I went to New Jersey over here.
What do you tell them?
About, you know, not to follow my footsteps. Not to follow, because this dude shoots a bunch of people, don't make him a hero. You know, that's cowardice, to me. You know, it's too much violence.
I don't believe that cowardice, because if you didn't do that, you wouldn't be here talking.
Nah.
So I look at that self-defense.
Nah, but
don't beat yourself up. You ain't no fucking coward. You out here talking.
I ain't saying that.
Yeah, nothing cowardness about you.
But it just, I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the abuse that goes on. Before I came home, you know, people cutting Chinese people for no reason. Doing all this crazy stuff. Because this man say this. Nah, I don't like that. You don't do that to people. You don't go out your way to hurt people just because you could. That's not real. So a lot of times, that's what I tell them kids. I say, yo, listen, you keep going down that road, you'll lead to prison. Right now, you're not even in prison. You're just in a juvenile home. And
you still can have a life.
You still got a life, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to go to prison because you go to prison, that changes you. Prison changes you, you become either worse or become better. And sometimes, most of the time, you become worse because the things you go through. Like Fat Joe was talking about the thing here, about the visits. They do that. They try to stop you from having your people come and see you. So it's a lot of times people don't understand that. So,
You make them bend over, make them cough. You're disrespectful.
Humiliate you.
Your
Emasculate you.
Yeah, your visitors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they do a lot of things.
MC Hammer came. It's a bunch of assholes.
Yeah.
It was just
Listen,
assholes with Hammer.
My mom passed away January 2011. Yeah. Because I was full restraint, and because I got caught with like 30 weapons. You know what I'm saying?
Inside?
Inside the box. So, they refused to let me go on a funeral visit. You know what I'm saying? So that was like devastating. But I had to be strong enough to come home because I never thought I was gonna come home.
Really?
Nah. Because I was already too radical in prison. So I was involved with too many things, and so I never felt I was coming home. So after my mom passed away, I had to start thinking. I had to think more for my son. So
I wanted you to talk about that, if you
Yeah.
don't mind. Your boy. Your son.
my son,
Yeah.
How old is he?
40.
40. Wow.
And I
How's
got
he?
a stepson, he's 37.
And I was looking at your shit when you were talking about Vlad. You had experienced your son in prison. You saw him just like you and your father.
Yeah, me and my
that
father.
Psycho. That
Me and my
psycho.
father together in Sing Sing.
Yeah.
And my father passed away January 2015.
In the joint.
Yeah, in Fishkill. So, but
How's your son doing now?
he good.
Is
I'll
he?
be trying to stay on his ass, but he's 40 years old and he feels, Dad, man, listen, I respect you and all that, but I'm 40. Yeah.
He never stops being your baby.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but he he don't want me to get caught up in nothing crazy either.
Right. He wants you
But-
home.
Yeah, so and then my stepson feels the same way. I be with him all the time as well. Like those are my main things. And then my aunt, you know what I'm saying? I had a lot of support from different people that I could never show how much grateful I was to them. For all the support they gave me. It gets hard sometimes, but because when it gets dark outside and I'm walking around, I feel I'm in the yard again. Some people can't understand that because you got to live it to understand it. So when you, I be walking, I be thinking I'm in the yard, you know what I'm saying? Especially when I'm walking with somebody, we talking.
It's only been a year, right, since you've been
Yeah.
home?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I came home December 21st.
How do you feel about that? Just being in this world that you came to.
Sometimes I feel like this world changed for the worse to some extent. Like even in my neighborhood, excuse me, they moved a lot of people out and they moved other people in that wasn't there, you know what I'm saying? And they built so many different buildings.
I told my wife that yesterday. If they let me out right now, right this second, I'll be, I wouldn't be as sharp as normal. I would struggle getting where I had to go.
Yeah.
If I had to walk and not ask people for information, I would be struggling, right now.
Yeah, because they changed so much. And they got these new things that they stick out in the street now.
What's that?
Like in front of the restaurant, they got them boxes.
Oh, that's from COVID. The outside eating,
Yeah.
I hate that, by the way.
Yeah, me too.
First of all, how could you feel safe out there? Because there's rats outside.
Yeah.
There's a car
Oh, my God.
a car could slightly bump into one of those while you're eating. I'm not comfortable with that. I don't feel safe.
I'm with you.
I don't feel safe.
I go to, I got a,
But that's new, though. That's just since COVID. It wasn't like that before.
yeah, I know, but
Yeah.
it's so many new things, it's hard,
Yeah.
so many things you want to try to find.
Is it true they say, people who've been away for so long, you get, institutionalized, where you're, more comfortable. Some people be more comfortable after a certain amount of time.
Something like that happened to me, because I didn't have to face my issues in the world. I could hide. I know everybody, and that's why when I first went to Sparfit, I was so scared. And then when I went to, you come in and you go through the lunch, especially you come in real late at night, in the morning you walk in the lunchroom, yo, Mike, Ike, Dirty Ike, and everybody, all your friends there.
Yeah.
And so, psychologically, I don't want to go home. I'll go home and get some money, but if I get locked up, I'm back with my friends.
Yeah.
We're all kids. And that's what we lost at home, that family network.
That's the same
We
thing.
got it in lockups, institution.
Same
Me
thing
and
with
your guy, somebody fucking with you, you just met him, this guy go out and start stabbing. You just met him, but he's your man now. Once you establish that relationship, everybody's family, it's all love.
There's a guy that me and him know. Me and him had an issue in prison. You know? He came and said, yo, come and see me. And I went to him, he gave me $500.
Based on what?
Love, caring.
Yeah.
You showing me
Helping
love, you know
somebody
what I'm
that's
saying?
down.
He said, I know you just came home. Gave me $500.
Oh, when you got home. Oh, got it.
Yeah, I just came home. He gave me $500. And this guy that me and him had an issue in prison. And we squashed it before he went home, but, I never thought that. He called me one day and said, yo, I want to meet up with you. Where you at? He said, I'm in Brooklyn. No good. I was like, I ain't going nowhere in Brooklyn to meet you. I'm like, you can come over where I'm at, you know what I'm saying? So and I ended up going to Brooklyn anyway, but we went out there and I like, watching the scenery. We ended up meeting and he said, yo, listen, I just want to, I know you just came home, you know what I'm saying? I want to hit you up with something. And he gave me $500. Looking at that shit touched me.
I could see. Yeah, I could understand too that. And then you said Bobby gave you 10,000?
So I came home.
Bobby's beautiful.
Bobby Schmoeder came, took me out to dinner. We went out to dinner. Listen, I hate steak. I hate so many steaks. Because every time I go out to dinner with him, you want to eat steak and want to eat this, you want to eat that. And then you want to dance and jump
He has
around.
too much energy.
He has so much energy.
So, but anyway, he's came over and we went out. He said, yo, listen, send me your info. I got some money for you. So I said, I ain't thought it was going to be $10,000. But he said, I got something for you. So, put you on your feet for a little while. And I said, all right. And next thing I know, his lawyer called and one thing happened and I had $10,000. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So and then they took me out to get some, she took me and bought me some sneakers and a couple of sweatsuits, things like that.
Wow.
Hey,
Mike, you said earlier you were talking about how like people you knew young and you don't expect them to survive, right?
No.
So I can only imagine what it feels like for you to see him outside.
Listen, it's a trip, but it's good. It's a struggle out here, but that's what God put you here. Can you handle the struggle? You say you want to do the right thing. This is one big school, this world. You know what I mean? Being in this world, you feel safe in yourself. Because you can't handle this issue. I only did 3 years. I'm scared to death when I heard the helicopters and everything come. Because now they're going to take me away from my comfortness back to this fucking savage world. And that was scary. That was really scary. But you got to, like you going through, you have to have a great support system.
Yeah.
And you do. And you have to just know you make people happy. Don't ever beat yourself up.
No.
This world is giving you another chance. Don't ever beat yourself up. You make people happy. You make people that not many people can make them happy. Very, very happy. That's very gifted. Very gifted.
Yeah, like when I met Tyson, when we used to get in Tryon, and there's a counselor named Bob Stewart. He used to bring the gloves in, the boxing. And then I said, put him on his knee.
You got rocked by Mike before?
No, Bobby Stewart, the coach.
Oh, I thought y'all two were boxing. That's something to be able to say.
Yeah.
I got punched in the face.
But he saw it all.
You
I'm
watched
talking about
it.
from like 12 years old to like going through, he's been away, but to see me be champ and fighting and all that stuff, and that must have been wild. And then somebody told me, he knows you, Mike. Yeah. And then, oh man, then it was just, I
Then
felt
you
so
realized
good.
who he
Yeah, I
was.
felt so good.
Yeah, 'cause I was in Tron when Boss Stu used to bring the gloves in and spar with a couple of us. You know what
So I
I'm saying?
met him at 12 years old.
Yeah.
You know, he's trying to show us how to box. And then he figured Tyson, you know, could box a little bit, so they were going at it.
He's my coach, my teacher.
Yeah, and he hit him, boom, with a crazy right. Put him on his knee. So, oh, shit. And I was shocked. You know what I'm saying? But,
It must have been wild to watch his ride.
Yeah, it's just,
Especially
yeah,
from inside.
Trip.
Man, I watched all his fights. I seen everything. I even seen when he bit the dude ear off. I said, no
Shit
good.
happened. Nah, it is good, nigga. Listen, listen, after this, I'm gonna have to close it down, but listen, this is the deal. And I hate to say it, I bit that guy ear, right? And I had to pay a $3 million fine.
$3 million?
Yeah, for biting his ear. But I took more than that, more pictures of that. People just want to take pictures of me biting their ears. That's all people, you know, these crazy people, black, white, take a picture biting my ear, celebrity, And listen, that was the best thing I ever did. That was the best thing I ever did.
You should do like,
Give
you
me
know,
Allah.
at Chris Brown's show, Chris Brown charges his fans $1,000 to take these like wild pictures with him. You should just charge the fans.
I just don't like the abuse. That's too much abuse. I wouldn't be able to keep it.
Take that picture.
In order to love yourself, you have to love someone else.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, listen, we're gonna wrap up. I need you to say something for me. This is tens of millions of people are watching you. What you want them to know about you? How do you want them to get in touch with you? Please talk to them.
No, listen, I just want them to know that I'm a real person. Anybody can talk to me. I'm here, whatever, you know. I got an Instagram, BlueBoy30. If you want,
BlueBoy30.
Get in touch with me if you want, you know. And
What would you say to somebody who's out there who's the young version of you when you knew Mike?
listen, stay away from crime. That's the best I could tell you. Learn, if you're gonna get into crime, learn about the law. Because they lose you in prison forever.
Yes, you get lost. I remember that word. You go in the system, they never see you again.
Yeah.
You're in so many different prisons, they can't find you.
Yeah.
Lost.
Lost.
Wow.
Listen.
And thank you for the opportunity. Appreciate it.
Anytime.
It's good to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
God
You
bless.
still love.
Thank you so much. Thank
That's
you.
what we having for a long time. So, okay, this is another episode of Hotboxin. I'm Mike Tyson.
I'm Angie Martinez. Thank you for letting me co-host. This is
Hey, man, I love hanging out with you, man.
It was so
You're
dope.
awesome. My wife love you. Everybody love you. So
I love y'all
everything's
too,
good.
for sure.
And thank you for coming again,
Thank you,
brother.
man.
I just want the people to know you're a human being. You're a beautiful person.
Yeah, definitely.
You're not what people... We never... Listen, this is what I learned in life. Everybody that you're fighting is not your enemy, and everybody that helps you is not your friend, you know? Sometimes we have to find new family members, you know, because all the old ones, like you said, disloyal, they left us. Just never let them stop you. Never let somebody... want to be down more than anybody wants you to be up. I always want to be up more than anybody wants me to be down. If they never talked about me, they were nice to me, I wouldn't be nothing. Just the fact that I'm fighting them, I elevate my life. Just who I am. I love to fight. If I'm not mad at you, I find something to fight you for. Just to have that sharpness.
Definitely.
Okay, we out of here, guys.
Hotboxin.
All day, every day.